Good evening, you streamers. It's Katie Scott, and I'm here. Okay, I'm here, and I'm going to be doing a 2-page layout, and I'm going to try to talk a little bit quieter because the last time, oh, something's gone wrong. Hold on. If you know anything about me and you streaming, this is not unusual for the beginning, unfortunately. I'm getting a different, I just can't make this stop. Mute! But I don't want to mute you. I don't know. Hold on. Oh. Okay, I think it's over. It's trying to play something, and I don't want it to. There. I think we're good. Oh. Jeez, I really don't. I think it's playing this. I think I just have to turn that off. Hold on. Okay. Cancel. Hold on. Oh, so confusing. Hold on. Okay, hopefully I'm still here. I think I'm still here. So, and I will try to pop out the chat this time. Been having issues with that as well. All the things. Oops. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. What just drives me insane about this Ustream? Oh, I might be in. Hold on. Hello. I got it. Yay. Alright, I figured it out. So now I can see the pop-out chat. I have started the record. I have started the broadcast. Okay. I'm Katie Scott, and I am a crazy scrapbooking lady. And I press play, and then we start. And I'm going to be doing a 2-page layout tonight, and my camera is doing funny things where it like tries to focus and then not focus. Okay, I know I'm 3 minutes in, and oh, so I'm trying to talk quieter because when I did one earlier, it was really, the sound was obnoxious. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. I have water right now, but when we're almost done with the layout, I'm gonna get some beer because I bought the new like variety pack of the Blue Moon. It's like the summer season, so there's a raspberry one in there I want to try. Okay, here's my water. So here I am. These 4 pictures are 4, and I don't think they're quite 4x6 pictures, but they're from Everglades in Florida, where I live. And so the layout's going to look like that, and it's based on a Shimelle sketch. It's called 4x6 Photo Love from May 2011. You can find that at the 2Ps gallery. And so it's basically 2 pieces of paper, then this strip with some bordery things around it, journaling here, title here, more tchotchke stuff up here, and a little bit down there. It's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. But you can look at 2Ps or on my Pinterest board to see what that looks like. I am not going to be referring to it that much. So I'm going to use, again, the handy dandy beach house. paper pack that I just got. So the first thing I want to do is, try not to talk too loud, is figure out which photos I want to use. I kind of like that swampy color. I like this swampy thing. The chevrons. That looks pretty Everglade-ish, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to get it out like this. And what I do when I scrapbook is I will ramble on and on about all sorts of different topics. So this is a good Ustream to watch, or not to watch, to listen to if you like to hear people just randomly talking about scrapbooking and other stuff. That's what I do. Okay, so I'm just cutting the kind of the bordery strip off. So these are gonna be like, whoops. Trying to see I'm trying new things with the camera. So I can do it like this. I can do it like that. I kind of like that. Although I wish I could get it going like, but I don't want the chevrons going that way. I want them, I wish this thing could be like top over here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it that way. So there we go. It's going to look like, that's my background. Those are my background sheets. Okay. And I don't think these are quite, I keep moving that around. I don't think these are quite 4x6 photos. Oh, they are. Well, no, they're not. They kind of are, but they're kind of not. So it's like a greenish kind of a color. And I think the placement I want is gonna be approximately like that. They're all selfies. My family wouldn't get out of the car. I was like, let's go see an alligator. And they were just like, let's just not. I am the one in my family who just gets lots of excitement over exploring, and I really have to drag them kicking and screaming. I'm just going to cut this photo just a little teensy bit, so it'll fit just a little bit better up here, so it's not infringing too much in there. And so then my next question is, am I going to mat them? And I think I am. I think that will be fun. I think it would look better that way. I think white is a really easy option. I know Shimelle is always using like colors when she mats the photos, and I like it, but I don't know. I kind of like that multicolored. The red is a nice contrast to the green. It's a kind of an odd choice for a photo mat, but imagine if that was on, I think what might look good is if the photos were on the white and then maybe there was a little border of that red to make it pop. Let's do it like that. So what I need to do, this is my latest trick. Okay, so if you're here, I do have the chat capability, and I can't see, hold on, I just lost you. Pop out chat. Hello. Ravlad. Okay, hi Ravlad, are you a scrapbooker? If you're not a scrapbooker, you're in the wrong place. So you can say something to me if you like. Okay, so I'm gonna get some white paper, and I am like totally out of white cardstock, so what I've been doing is picking ugly paper that I would get rid of anyways. That's one-sided, and then using the back side of it just to be thrifty. So that's what I'm gonna do. Going over here to pick out my ugly paper. Be right back. I always feel bad for whatever paper I pick that's ugly. I think I found it. Okay, here's my ugly paper. It's not the ugliest thing in the entire world, but... And this isn't really a bright white, which I think is fine because the whites in this pack aren't totally bright either, so that will work. So if these are 4, I need to cut like probably 4.5. I'm going to cut 2 sheets of this at 4.5. And the tricky thing with the 2-page layout when you have something going across both of them is you really want to make sure they're the same exact height. And I didn't get them, so I'm going to cut them both together one more time. Yeah, that feels a little bit picky. But my my guillotine cutter, while I really like it, isn't perfect. It doesn't cut perfectly straight. And I'm okay with that, but it just doesn't. So this is gonna look like that. That looks just fine. I'm just wondering if I should leave a little gap in between the photos. I think I'm not going to. This is a Shimelle sketch and she barely ever does that. So I just won't. Okay. Oh, hi Brenda. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had somebody weird in the, glad you're a female. I had somebody leaving like really strange, inappropriate messages last night. And I really like to make these videos, but I don't want to make them if there if some creepy person out there is watching, which I know it's possible, but they said like, oh, that's so exciting, and I was like, it's not that exciting. That's cool. I like to do mini albums too. I haven't been doing them recently though, but I did see a Pinterest post today, so sorry about the inappropriate comment. But last night somebody made an inappropriate comment and I was like, okay, bye, and I shut off my Ustream. But yeah, I like to do mini albums too, and and can I ask you, how's the volume? Am I too loud? Am I too soft? Because I made one earlier today and it was obnoxiously loud because I've moved the camera, so I'm closer to the microphone now, and I tend to talk not super loud, but loud enough. Loud enough that it was too loud. But I think, oh no, I was going to say it was Nerd Nest. Oh, were you there? It wasn't like horrible. I almost thought he was like kind of kidding, but I was like, if you think this is exciting, like, you're in the wrong place. It's not. I mean, it would be awesome if I was, you know, somebody to get really excited about, but I don't think I am. I mean, and, you know, or at least I wasn't trying to be at all last night. I guess I could be exciting if I tried, but I wasn't trying, and I didn't want to, didn't want anybody to think. Oh, good. Yeah, my voice is a little bit gone too tonight, because I was talking a lot yesterday and today, and then we started a new book. I read to my son every night. It's a whole process to get him to bed, but, and he really just doesn't like to sleep. Yeah. But anyways, we were reading the story about Hiccup and the Viking or Viking. I don't know. It's a whole series. It's like How to Train Your Dragon. And I don't know, I was getting a little bored with it. So I switched it up and we started a book by Stephen Hawking and his daughter. And I thought it was going to be more of a facts book kind of a book. And it's a novel. And so it's like a kid novel. And so that was kind of like the main character has a pet pig and he loses his pig. That's how it started. But anyways, I was reading and so I lost my voice a little bit. But it's okay. So you're working on a mini book tonight? Oh, I was going to tell you. Soap House Mama. She's a scrapbooker. And I think actually on Shimelle, like Shimelle. Obsessed with Shimelle lately. I'm not obsessed with her. I just did like, she puts out a lot of great content. And so I think she's just on a lot of people's minds lately. But I think Soap House Mama is a scrapbooker. That's not her real name. But she was a guest blogger on Shimelle's blog today, I think, or that's the blog post that's up right now. But then I also saw on Pinterest a mini book that I was like, oh, yeah, I like that. And then I saw it was by her and I was like, ooh, let me see if I can find it and show you. And it wasn't like finished, it was just, I think she had made her own like smash book kind of thing. Come on. I was listening to the 2-page layout episode of paper clipping. It's number 92 in case you're curious. But that was so I want to, oh, you're just watching me work. Oh, I feel bad because I'm not that visually awesome, but I'll try. I'll start doing something fun in a second. But I wanted to show you the hold on. The iPhone. So are you just watching on a computer? Because you can't watch on the iPhone, right? The Ustream. I don't think you can. Let's see. Oh, where am I? I am pinning. Okay, here it is. By Soap House Mama. Can't see it that well. But she's done a mini book. It looks really cute. I think it's all homemade, I want to say. Let's see where this takes us. purplemailbox.blogspot.com. Some of those ladies are yeah, they are. I know. Especially the ones who can really like do up all the, and then they know how to fast forward it, and I don't know how to fast forward things. Let me see if I can find her. It looks like she's using gesso. Oh yeah, she's getting quite crafty. And then she's punched her holes, so she's made her own, yeah, she's made her own mini book. That's cool. You know what happens when I do that? Then I never do anything with it. So it like looks really awesome, but then like nothing ever happens beyond that. So yeah, you're on a computer. Yeah, so I like Ustream to a certain extent because it's fairly easy to use, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. Okay, so I have used my trusty glue stick and I've glued it down. I've glued this down so I can still tuck stuff in, but that's pretty solid. Now I also want to mat this photo to go here. Ta-da! So I'm just going to do that, and I want to get approximately the same kind of a mat, which I've made difficult for myself because I haven't put I've made the margins a little wonky. Oh no! And I'm out of this. What could be interesting is if I just don't mat the whole thing. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if that's a good idea. not sure it is. So I'm not going to paste that down yet, but that's okay. And so then the sketch had like some bordery stuff down here, some bordery stuff up here, and then a big spot for journaling, a title, and then I think there was like embellishment perhaps. And I'm not sure how. Here's my work is on YouTube. Oh, cool. Awesome. I've done some YouTube videos. You have to limit yourself, I think, to 9 minutes, which I have problems with. Can't be that short. Okay, so one option for the bottom border would be, I've got this paper, and it might be cute to just like cut it and then have the half circles. I'm going to try that. See how that looks. So I guess you're doing mini books on YouTube. I'm going to guess that's what you're up to. Okay. Yes, commercial. I know. That's pretty cute. Okay. You know, I don't think it like, I see your back. I don't think when you go to a commercial on Ustream, I don't think it skips. Like, I don't think you skip. I'm not sure. But I was watching actually a Heidi Swap thing last night, and I like them, but I wish she would just make projects. She's really fun to watch make projects, but her Ustreams are usually like a big old ad, which that's fine, I get it. But like, it'd be cool if it wasn't all an ad. You know? It would be more fun to watch if it was mostly content with a little bit of ad thrown in. But it seems like just a ginormous commercial. She's got a lot of energy, that one. Seems like. Okay. There's my little border at the bottom. I'm not, I didn't get that down completely right. That's okay. Ah, I'm sloppy tonight. I haven't even had that beer I was talking about yet. So where are you? What are you in? Where are you watching from? Like, what state or country are you in? Oops. Come on. The other person I like to watch on YouTube is a girl who actually lives here in St. Pete, and her name is Emily, but on YouTube she's OMG It's Emily, and she does oh, that's fun, mini albums captured fairy. I don't know what that is. Is that like a fairy in a jar sort of thing? And she just does haul videos for the most part. She's just so like young and cute that she's just fun to watch. Okay. And I realized like one time when I was watching her, she said, "Oh, I'm 21," and I was like, "I'm 42," so that means I'm actually twice your age. Okay, so I've got that working, and now I kind of want to figure out what's gonna go up here. And on the front of this stack, it's like I know these are frowned upon in the scrapbooking community, and I know why, but it is fun to get a scrap. 2 commercials that, I know, I've noticed that too. I think it's annoying. It hasn't been annoying enough. Ohio, cool. My husband plays in a band. Well, yeah, he plays in a band. I'm gonna use this chevron-y thing. And they always play that Tom Petty song, Ohio. Like, They play the same songs over and over again. He tells me they don't, but I really think that's all they do. So they play the same old songs every time. Okay, so now I need 2 strips of this, and it's just gonna go, actually I might just need one up here that's gonna go across both of them, both of the pages. And to do that, I like to just tape them together with regular tape that I'll cut apart later. Let's see. You haven't made a mini album in a while. Oh, you're 51. Cool. Yeah, my husband's 53. And no, he's not. He's older than that. He's 55, I think. He's almost 56. You know, it's so weird how like time just flies so fast. You just think, oh, I couldn't possibly be that old. But you are, you know, not you, but like all of us, we all keep getting older. Which is better than the alternative, but still. Annoying just the same. Okay. I don't know how to cut this chevron. Oops, I just lost you. I have this obnoxious screensaver where it just goes to black, and I never know how to turn it off. Oh, I like Tom Petty too. But the band that my husband plays with, it's like it really is. And he's probably like the youngest one in, I don't know, he might not be the youngest one in there, but we've got another friend who's down the street, and they're all in their 60s, and they actually call themselves like the old geezer band. But now they've got a better name now. They call themselves the Hip Replacements, which I thought was like, that's cooler. Because it's like a double meaning. But yeah, I like Tom Petty. I didn't like him when I was a teenager, when he was really popular, but he's grown on me. I guess because he seems unique. You know, he's like, nobody else really sounds like him. He's got his own thing going. And I like that. Okay, that doesn't work. It's gonna make these things go along with the chevrons, and the chevrons don't really match up in the way that I want them to, so I'm not gonna use this. Yeah, it does go by faster. It's bad. But another reason to scrapbook, right? Is that way we can just slow it down a little, or at least record it so we can remember it later. Okay, I also like this pattern, and I do like, let's see, I think I might do, I don't know, I want to get a bunch of colors up there, so I'm trying to find maybe a floral. Maybe not that one. Maybe a red with more colors in it. Maybe that one. Not red enough. This should be easier, or I shouldn't be carrying so much. You know what I hate about these papers? Is like, what are you supposed to do with the the banner that's already printed? Like, cut it all out, or I don't get that. Like, use it as it is. I've done it both ways, but I always am kind of curious, like, what do they expect us to do with that? I'm not really loving any of the options in this pack. So I'm going to do something I didn't want to do, but I'm going to go to my other scraps. And I think it's going to work better. So I keep a lot of my scraps in this container. And it that works pretty well. I like that. I like this. It's got the same colors. That's a potential. So I'm going to use this paper, yes, for the journaling. Good. And, oh, I like this vellum. That would work. I really want a kind of either a red or a contrasting color to that. That's possible. I don't really want a blue, although this blue really matches. Looks like it belongs with that other one. Let me just pick this initial thought out. And maybe that could work also. Okay, stop. That's where you really gotta like rein it in, I think, with scrapbooking is, or artistic decisions in general, is just keep going. I think this color doesn't coordinate with the colors in there, but this one does, and it looks kind of swampy. So that's a potential for up here. It even has like a map to it. So that's like a really good potential, I think. I'm just going to look at the original sketch. It is 4x6 photo of. Okay, so she's got like a thing that goes, like a little border that goes here. I think I'll do that. And then I can, okay. I think I have an idea of what I want to do. She's got like a real darker color in here and just a real tight polka dot. Let me see if I can find something like that. I like the look of that. I like to scrap lift. I also love to, when like a new CHA line will come out, I love to copy it, like copy the papers, but with my existing papers. Let me see if I have. Oh, that might work. I'm also thinking a wood grain could be cute there, or get this, the really cute butterflies on the back. I think that's too much, so that doesn't work. I have that, which could work. I've got this, which I think is weird with my skin tone, but perhaps so is that. But I think I might try this and then just keep it moving. So I think I'm going to do 1/2 inch. So where do you usually hang out online? Are you usually watching the like YouTube or Ustream, or where's your favorite place to hang out on the computer? I go through phases. I'm in a 2Ps phase right now. Oh, you haven't done the layout in years. That's funny. So just the mini books, huh? I think I would miss layouts. They do. They're huge, though. And so my husband and I like to rearrange our house about every 6 months or so. We really do. I just told my son, and he was like so troubled. He's like, ah, because we're gonna move his room. So he's not thrilled about that. And I'm like, I promise you'll like it. And also, you know, chances are we'll move it again in 6 months. He just doesn't like a lot of change. Oh, But so anyways, I'm going to get what I've always wanted, which is a ginormous Expedit from IKEA to house all of my albums. So I'm going to have 9 feet of Expedit. 9 feet long, and I think like 5 or 6 feet high. Well, five squares high. So I'm going to have like storage for all of my zillions of 12 by 12 scrapbooks. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah. My husband just came to me with like this big rearranging 1, 2, 3, like almost like more than half of the rooms in our house we're gonna like really drastically change. And when he talks about changing this stuff, like we're talking construction and like calling the movers to move stuff around. Anyway, I never thought I would be able to get a place to store all of the giant scrapbook albums, and like currently they're just kind of all over. They're in all different places. And so I've got zones. I know that's a lot, right? I have a lot of scrapbooks though. Like I have no idea even how many I have because they're not all in one place. So they're all going to be in that 9 feet, and then I can have like all of these are the places we go. All of these are the ones about my, you know, like I can have, and I do have them zoned already. Like all my ancestry scrapbooks are over here, and all my vacation scrapbooks are over here, and the school ones are over in this place. But now they'll all be together, and I'm really excited about that. And actually, where I film will move to that, where that room is. So hopefully I'll be able to like show the album, like the whole finished albums. Not that they're ever finished, but just like, oh, this is where all of these random layouts that I'm doing are going. Yeah, I don't even know how many albums I have. Like way more than any sane person probably should. But I really do get, I like to make scrapbook layouts. So maybe I'll incorporate some baskets into that whole system, and then that would be fun to, I don't know about that color. It'll be okay. I'm gonna use it anyways. So that's gonna go, I need like this many inches of that. It does sound great. And I don't think he realized when he was like, we're gonna rearrange the house and it's gonna go like this. And like usually we don't agree. Usually we'll have welcome viewer number 2. I can't see who you are, but if you say hi, we'll say hi back. Yeah, usually my husband and I, you know, we're both lawyers, and so we tend to just, we're not like, I don't think we're like cranky Yankee people, or at least he's not. It's possible I am. I shouldn't have cut that apart yet. I gotta retape that. But usually when we reorganize the house, we have a lot of debate about exactly how it's going to go down. And this time, he was just like, here's 20 changes that I think we should make. And I was like, that sounds awesome. Every single thing sounds perfect. And all I want is, I want you to bring me to IKEA, and I want to get 9 feet of Expedit shelving. And he was like, can we get that stuff delivered? Like, we can, but it's probably more cost than it's worth, so we'll drive over to Tampa and get it. And so I was on board with his plan, and he was on board with my plan, which like almost never happens. But But I never thought that I would be able to put all of my albums in one place until like some new imaginary, you know, future house ever occurred. And what's so awesome is we figured it out, and we don't really need to make all that many like we just rearranging a bunch of things, and so there'll be a couple of minor purchases. But it's really like one of those shows where, you know, those home and decorating shows where they'll come in and just rearrange the stuff that you already have, and say like, oh, you just had it arranged all incorrectly. And so we're gonna arrange it all correctly, and I think our house is gonna run better. And we like to rearrange things when I don't know, you kind of notice like, oh, there's these patterns that are developing in the family dynamic, and like what was working no longer does. So I gotta get some adhesive. I'll be right back. So it's fun to move the furniture around to make things work better. Anyways, that's a really long tangent. I don't even know how I started that tangent. But I guess I just am very happy about I can keep on making lots of 12 by 12 layouts, because now all of my giant layouts have a really great home, and I have a lot of space for where they're going to be. And I think it will be so awesome to see them all in one place, and like when we, you know, because we'll rearrange again, and when I you can't move the front. Oh, my craft room used to be a big walk-in closet. You can't move the furniture around. Yeah, that's sort of how the room that I'm in right now, it's my scrapbook room right now is this house has a 1-car garage, and we quickly, after moving into the house, decided like, I don't think we're ever going to use the garage like as a place to park our car. So let's repurpose the garage into a workshop. And then I don't know how far along I was. It didn't initially become the scrapbook room, but after a certain amount of years I was like, hey, how about you put the countertop in here for me, and how about you put some shelving. And so everything in this room is, it's not very big, but it's big enough. This seems like it needs something over it. I don't know. Not something that's all multicolored. This sort of works, doesn't it? I should just do it. Just going to. Okay, lost my train. Yeah, so I can't really move the furniture around in the room that I'm in now. So, which is why I never thought that I would get so lucky as to like get the Expedit, because I never thought it would work in here. And it doesn't work in this room, but it will work in the other room that we're for album storage anyways. So maybe the top shelves of my Expedit can become a place for like the little baskets with the mini books, and that would be cute and fun. I'm really bad at finishing mini albums though. Do you finish them like all in one session, or do you like me and get 85% of the way through them and then give up on them. I do that. So a lot of my mini books just don't seem complete. So here we go. I'm going to look at the original again just because I've kind of forgotten what it looks like now. Hold on. Okay. So she's got like a cluster of embellishments here, a cluster here where my forehead is, so that's not going to work. It's going to need to go, I think here would be fine, although not really, maybe here. And then the other one is, just because I don't think I'm going to remember this, I'm just going to do X, X, and she's got the other one going here. So those are the placement of the embellishments. And I've never done this trick with the pencil before. It's the first time I've ever done that. But it seems like a good idea. Okay, you're back. I started them last year. I have 3 minis that I have to finish. So how many do you think you have all together? I think I want to find some fun embellishments instead of trying to like punch them out and make them on my own, which that's what I was up to earlier today. And that can be fun sometimes, but it also can be tedious. So let's see. So do you have, what do you make your mini books about? Are they like travel or family or just about you? Or your, a lot of people, I see so many people do their pets all the time. And we used to have dogs and now we don't have dogs. And the house doesn't feel like a house. It's strange with no dogs. But we're adapting, we're getting used to it. Okay, so I did pick up some embellishments from the store I got the other day. Where did I go? I think I got these at Michael's and they were all half off. No, not Michael's. Whimsidoodle. Okay, so those will work because those are the same color. I like that. These are really clunky, but they actually, the colors work with the colors down here. So those are both possibilities. I don't know. Maybe some of this works. Perhaps. I don't want to mix hexagons and circles, so I'm not going to, even though the colors would work, I just want to stick with one. I don't know. I guess I could do 2 shapes. It just doesn't feel right. It would probably be fine, but I'm going to skip those for now. Okay, then I have some, so I just want to find some clusters. Ah! Not good. Okay, it's okay. Just, those 2 pages don't want to be glued together. They're rebelling. So these are no, so I'm just putting them in my sticker embellishment sort of place. Hold on. These are the colors I'm trying to match. Okay, so how old is your son? You're just decorated. Oh, okay, so you're just doing the techniques and you're not putting the, I can never understand when people do that. Tell me why you do that. I have, oh cool. Oh, that's nice. I like the ancestry too, and I usually do, okay, this little piece here I'm going to use. So I'm looking for now, well, I don't want to get hexagons in there. I do want to get some other shapes, not just circles. And this has like a map pattern to it, and this is about travel, so that works. So that will be a nice, and I can use these circles as part of those embellishment clusters. Yeah, Okay, those are some more nice stickers that are rectangle that will work in those embellishment clusters. Yeah, I see people who do the, I don't know if that, I don't know. I guess that, like the clouds could sort of work. Since there's even clouds. Let me see if I have one more cloud. So I could get one cloud in each. I do. I can. Okay. That will work. Is it just like you like to do the the craftiness of it, or do you think like someday? Oh, he's 16. Someday you'll do them, like someday later. Because I used to do that. Or I used to always think I'll do the journaling later, and then later never came. But yeah, I do. I have a project, a scrapbook project that I'm calling. What am I calling it? Oh, the Century Project. And so it is 100 years of my family, and my husband's family, like one page per year in one notebook. And I was working on it like so great last fall, and then the holidays came along and I kind of got derailed a little bit. So I need to get back on that, because, and my aunt is here and she brought down a whole bunch of pictures. And so what I like to do is like take a picture from, you know, take an old picture, figure out when it was, and then like do a little research. And I do it on Ancestry.com for the most part. And they are pretty without pictures. I know, they are. It's true. But I like to like research a little bit as far as what's happening in the picture, and then make a page. And that's one way that I've been able to do some ancestry scrapbooking and still feel like it's not completely taking up. Oh, there's another cloud. Clouds all over the place. Taking up all of my time. Because otherwise it feels like this giant project, like Stephen Hawking. You know, like the genealogy thing can really become like this, like, never-ending project. It's like a black hole. You know? You can go on and on and on. I can see where that could happen. And so I don't really want to get so involved with ancestry that I'm not recording what we're up to now. Because I think what we're doing now for us and for my scrapbooks is more important than what's happened before, but I still think what happened before is important. So just trying to strike that balance. I'm not gonna, these are nice little, oh, maybe we are here. We are not lost. We are sightseeing. That is a possible. There's those ones I don't want to use. Alright. Well, these could work. I'm not going to ink edges tonight. That slows me down. So do you do, where do you do your ancestry research, or do you? Or what do you do with your ancestry scrapbooking? Are you there? Maybe you're not there anymore. We got a globe here. I don't think I'm gonna use my globe. Road trip. That works. I can do that. I can do itinerary. I can do Are We There Yet? Okay, I probably have enough stuff as far as stickers to make some embellishment clusters now for those 3 spots. So I should stop. Oh yeah, I do Ancestry.com too. I really need to get back onto that because I had I just was contacted by somebody who I was looking for, and then I haven't contacted them back, and so they probably think I'm ignoring them, but it's really just because I haven't been in that mode lately, and so I need to get back into it. Alright, so usually I don't do the embellishments before I do the rest of it, but today I'm going to do the embellishments, then the title, then the journaling, then I'm done. So here's the basic setup. And so I think here's my X. I can do, whoops, I've lost you again. Here we go. Yeah, I really, it's amazing. Ancestry.com I think is totally amazing because they're just like what you can do now compared to like what my dad could do when he was still alive. He died in 2003. You know, and he used to write like regular letters, and towards, you know, later on he was doing email just like everybody else, but in the beginning of his ancestry research, and my grandfather did it too, they would like write letters, and then like 3 weeks later they'd get a letter back. There's a site that only deals with our line. Wow. And they go and research and find what's on the site. So what's the nationality? Oh, I have copies of my great-great-great-grandpa's cool military. In the Civil War, oh, I got Civil War people too. You know, as awesome as my dad was with the ancestry, after he got divorced from my mom, he didn't give a flying you know what about her ancestry. And my grandmother had given him a pistol or a gun or whatever you call it that her family had used in the Civil War. And he sold it. I was like, how could you do that? But he did it. I was kind of unhappy when I heard that. Anyways, so I have looked a little bit, but I don't have a lot of Civil War information, but I know we were in the Civil War. So it's just a matter of going and researching it. And they've got this really excellent. Okay, so then I have Great Outdoors. That works. So I need to figure out what my cluster is going to kind of sit on. I think maybe rectangles could be good. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not the bestest at like that. Okay, somebody told me that you should use one of these sheets, like after you've used it up, use it to like make your embellishment clusters on, which is so brilliant, but I haven't set one of those aside. So I think what I'll do, oh, that's cool, you found his military photo. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna make it on this plastic. So I want 3 clusters. So I'm gonna start each cluster with like the biggest thing, okay? And then, yeah, I was kind of annoyed with my dad when I heard that, because my aunt told me about it, and she was like, well, find out. And then when I asked him about it, he was like, oh, I sold that. I was like, what do you mean you sold that? He's like, oh yeah, well, you know, wasn't married to your mother anymore, so what do I need that for? I'm like, well, how about me? And he didn't really have a good answer for that. But so then happened, what that was kind of funny was like my grandfather, his father, had this rum jug that our ancestor, John, my maiden name, carried in the Revolutionary War. And so, I know he shouldn't have sold it. He's gone, so I can't yell at him. But he did, and I told him I was unhappy about that. Well, he was still amongst the living, so anyways, my grandfather, who I was never like super close to, his father, but I went to visit him when I was in college with my college boyfriend, who everyone just loved. You know, everybody liked him a lot. They thought he was fantastic. He was okay, but he wasn't fantastic, which is why I broke up with him. But anyway, so we went up to visit them, and my grandfather gave me the Revolutionary War rum jug, which annoyed my father to no end. And I don't think my grandfather knew about the whole Civil War pistol, because he might have known about it, but I don't think he cared. You know, that was the other side of the family. But my dad, he was so annoyed that I had gotten the rum jug, and that my grandfather gave it to me and not him. And because even when that was way back when I was in college, I was doing an independent study on the history of our family, and so I've been interested in ancestry like pretty much my whole life, and so, you know, I would always like ask old people in my family, like, well, what about this and what about this, and I've been doing that forever. So I think he knew that I was interested, and so he probably figured, well, I'll give her the rum jug, and I'm pretty sure like she's never gonna get rid of it. And I would never get rid of it. So it's really cool. That doesn't look good there. See if I don't know. Oh, I'm trying to be a better embellisher. I think that works. Hold on, and I'll talk again. Okay, so each one has like 3 things going, so they've got like some consistency. So yeah, I have the rum jug from the Revolutionary War, and it's so cool, and I will never sell it, and I want to use these. I think I'm going to place these after I've put things on. Oh yeah, this one doesn't have a... I have the little clouds, so do that cloud. And what I'm trying to do too is making sure that the colors are getting in each of the clusters. So I'm not an expert at this. I'm just trying. Here we go. Okay, so there's my 3 little clusters. This one has 4 things. This has 4. This has 3. Seems like it needs one more thing. Although you really are supposed to go with not even numbers. I'm going to make that say the Great Outdoors. And I think I might put another sticker on there. Okay, there we go. Road trip. That works. And this one needs one more thing. I don't remember what I was going to say. I sort of do. So anyways, whenever my dad would come to visit me while he was still alive, he would say, can I take a picture of that rum jug? He would always want to like photograph the rum jug, and think he just really was like, wanted it. But I'm really glad he didn't get it because he, you know, just like fairy tales, married an evil stepmother, and she got rid of anything valuable, so it totally would have been sold. Like if there was any value to it at all, she was selling it. She had no sentimental attachment to anything, and so I'm glad I got that, because otherwise it would have been gone, baby, gone. There was a rant. Yeah. Just a little bitter. Not too much. It's one of those things where, like, unresolved issues. You can't do a lot about it, so you just try to focus on the good things. And once they're gone, you wish you would have had a chance to say more things. But even, it's just hard when people you love go, I think. Even if it's good or if it's bad, either way, it's hard, I think. Okay, there's my little clusters. But I do love, I really do, I love the family history. I think it's fun. And so my dad loved it, and so did my grandfather. And I do have this, and I did get all of my dad's, like, I had to, you know, make the court tell my evil stepmother that she had to give me the, because we didn't get anything else, but she had to give me the family history related items. So I was real happy that I really did get those. Okay, now this doesn't work anymore. So I need to, like, that's a possible there. This is a possible here. Oh, I've lost you again. This screensaver is so annoying. And then this is, oh, that's not. This might be way up here instead. The story. But you know, it's probably good. I had some unresolved issues because it gives me so much to scrapbook about, right? Yeah, we'll go with that. That works. No, I have done some scrapbooking about all of my feelings and all that sort of thing, and I think that actually has really helped with that. Trying to convince myself maybe. No, it has. It actually has. I'm gonna try this. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that be and put these back on the sticker sheet. So anyways, my aunt and I make each other giggle, and she's not on my dad's side. She's on the grandma's side who gave my dad the Civil War stuff, and so we get together and she still knows a lot of the old stories, and tells me, like, well, while we're scanning the pictures, she'll be telling me stories about who it is. And then what's fun is, like, then I'll compare and contrast that same story with my mom, and they'll always have, like, two completely different stories about the same thing. Or maybe it's, like, sort of the same, but it's there's a lot of you know, there's a lot of, it's funny when people tell stories because you just have different perceptions of what is. And I think that's fun to learn about. Okay, so there's a little X there that I've tried to erase because I didn't put the embellishment where I was going to, and it's not really erasing. Here's one. Here's my magic rub. Oh my gosh. The magic rub worked. The eraser didn't. That's amazing. Yeah, it is good when somebody still knows stuff. But I think nowadays, even if you don't, there's so much out there. And then I've also, like, one really cool story was I had this scrapbook, because I really do. I've got old scrapbooks. Like, I'm not the first scrapbooker in my family. We've been scrapbooking for at least 100 years. But anyways, I've had this old scrapbook, and it was, you could tell, like, the people had money, like, because it was this wedding, and you could just tell by the surroundings and what they were wearing, and the amount and the size of the pictures that they had in the scrapbook, and how fancy the scrapbook was. It just looked like, oh, these are some fancy dancy people. And I was thinking, like, you know, our family, I don't know if we were ever that fancy. Like, we were sort of fancy, but not like quite that fancy dancy. And so it seemed like maybe they were related to us, but not, like, I couldn't figure out who it was, because it just didn't, like, it wasn't, I don't know. It was like, it doesn't seem like, like, who are these people with the fancy dancy wedding? And so, anyways, I figured it out, and then yeah, there's two sides to all the stories. I figured out who they were, and then figured out, like, oh, we haven't seen that side of the family for, like, you know, I'm 42, like, for probably, like, I don't know, 37 years. Like, I was really young when we stopped knowing that side of the family. And so, and then all of the people related to that side of the family are dead and gone. And through the magic of the internet, I found that side of the family, and that's the guy that I need to email back. And it's his parents, the man who contacted me, it's his parents that are, and he's never seen this scrapbook. So I have this old scrapbook of this couple's wedding, and they got married, like, the man was a medical student at Tufts University, or Tufts Medical School in Boston, and the lady was a fancy dancy lady, and this son of those people has never seen his parents' scrapbook, and so I have it. And it was like weird stuff happened where his parents got divorced, and then I think, like, I don't really, because we then still knew the husband, and I think that he didn't really ever know his dad. And he must be, like, I don't know, 60s, almost 70 probably. So I probably need to, like, get on the stick and call him. Okay, I'm happy with my embellishment clusters. They're not perfect, but I'm done with messing with them. And I kind of want to add this, but I also am afraid. Oh, they're okay. I'm not as thrilled with these. These are not brads. They're like, they'd be great for a mini book. They are like buttons. So I don't want to use those. Let's see if these are brads. Yep, it even says glazed buttons right on the package. But I didn't read it. Okay, these are brads. So, but they just feel too big. I don't want to use them right now. Let's see. Maybe some smaller brads would work. But anyways, long story short is, I need to get my aunt over here again so that we can resume our, these are shiny and green, And I think that will work for adding some kind of dimension to the page, because I've really been trying with the adding of dimension. I have to like force myself to do it. It's not natural. It doesn't feel natural to me to like put this much stuff on the page. But when I look at other people's pages and they've got all this stuff on them, I'm like, oh, I love how that looks. So I've really been trying to do it too. I don't know where to put that thing. That one just doesn't feel right there. Maybe here. Okay. I have my blingy bling on there. Yeah, so I've got to like schedule with my fun aunt, and get her to come over and tell me stories and show me more old pictures. But all of that rearranging of the house, whoops, is going to help too, because I will, man, I really go slow when I talk in Scrapbook, because I can make a Scrapbook page in like 15-20 minutes, but when I talk too, I go so slow. It's okay. I enjoy the talking sometimes, so, and it's cool if somebody's actually listening. Oh, I forgot to use this one. Remember that one? I dropped it. Oh well. Okay, so now I must feel like I need something to hold that down a little better. Maybe some washi tape. It would be really easy to put right there. I have that color washi tape. I don't think I want that color. I have the black, which, yeah, I think that'll work and be kind of easy. So I need to schedule her to come over and tell me more stories. And then I'll resume my Century Scrapbook project, and I don't think I want to run that the whole way. I think I just want to stop it kind of like that. Oh, see, the embellishments, they are difficult. They don't have to be, but there is an art to making things look really good and polished. And one of the things, I'm on the creative team at Get It Scrapped, and one of their classes right now is called Oomph and Polish, and it's really just about just that concept of making things look really polished. And they talk a lot about like polishing the page, and so I've really been trying to internalize that, but I'm not the greatest of polishers. It's okay. Okay, so at this point in the layout, I start putting stuff away because I know I'm almost done. But yeah, when I get back to that project, or you can look on, if you look on my blog, Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking, you can see the Century Scrapbook project, and it's so fun. Yeah. I did actually. I got to ask all the people that were alive when I was like 18, all those questions, and I wrote one of my classes in college. I did a self-guided study, and I asked all the geezers, I asked all the old people, all the questions about like, well, what about your parents, and what did you do when you were young? And I wrote like a whole, what do they call it, term paper. Okay, so I need to figure out what I'm gonna write here, what I have letters for. I don't know yet. That, I don't have enough letters in there. That's too pink, I think. But I wrote a term paper about how my family came to America. But my dad and my grandfather had really done a lot of the work for me. But they never had access to all the awesome research that we have access to. So I think I want to try to spell the word alley, because this is Alligator Alley. So I want to write alley and then in smaller letters write alligator. Let's see if I can do that. I think I can. Alley. A-L-L-E-Y, I say. But you know, there's so many stories like my grandmother used to tell me that I can like so vaguely remember, you know, and you don't really get the whole. But that's why, isn't it great that we are scrapbookers? A-L-L-E-Y. I should know this since I call my daughter Allie. Not like Allie, like that kind of Allie. Okay. I'm gonna have to look on Google to see if I'm spelling that right. Hold on. Whoops. Oh. This is Google as my spell checker. Alligator Alley. A-L-L-E-Y. Okay, I got it. I'm good. Oops. Still here. Okay, so now I just want smaller letters that are going to fit into this little tiny space. And then I'm going to journal. And then I'm pretty much done. So what did you put in your mini book for your ancestry thing, or did you just do pictures, or? I know that doesn't. Need to stop. Stop with the stickers. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting tired. I can't think. I need the back. Okay, I think that's about all I'm gonna do for tonight. I'm gonna put the word alligator here, and then I'm gonna write some stuff, and then I will blog it, and I will also post it up at 2Ps. And it was really nice to talk to you. It's fun, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. When there's like somebody actually watching. That's cool. It makes me a little nervous though. But anyways, thank you. And I've been trying to, yeah, census records are awesome. I love the census. You can figure out so many cool things with the census. Like, for example, and speaking of Ohio, I'll tell you one more thing. My mother-in-law thinks that her dad was born in Ohio, but I don't think he was. And I think he thought he was born in Ohio, but like the census when he was 3 years old had his mother born in New York, his father born in New York, his older brother born in New York, he born in New York, and then when he's 13, when he's 23, the rest of the censuses, and then I think his mother died and his father remarried, the rest of the censuses have him born in Ohio, but I don't have his birth certificate, and I'm not exactly sure how to get it, but I think he was born in New York, and I've told her that, and it bugs her to no end, so I don't talk about it anymore, but I really think I think he didn't even know it, but I think he was born in New York, not Ohio. And so she's like, but all the censuses say Ohio. And I think that the thing with the census is if even the person doesn't know the truth, then they may be giving wrong information to the census. So that was kind of interesting. But then the other scandalous thing that I learned was that one of my great 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 grandmothers is actually my great 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 grandmother, like two different ways, because some cousins married, some like distant cousins married each other, and so the same lady is my grandmother twice over. But I think where they were living, they were in Nova Scotia, and in the 1800s, and I just don't think there were that many people to get married to. So if you had to marry like a distant cousin, well, that was who you married. Alligator. Anyways, those censuses can lead you to like interesting conclusions, and also I just really love to like another thing that happened was my aunt told me that her grandfather, my great grandfather, didn't graduate from high school, and so I googled. I didn't do it in Ancestry, but I like googled his name, and then I was looking at the census, so I knew where he lived and that sort of thing. We really don't know like that much about him, but I was able to find, this is amazing, on Google, the program from 1903 from his graduation, and he did graduate from high school. So like family legend is, oh, he never graduated from high school, but he did well anyways. But actually, he did graduate from high school. So you like kind of wonder, how do those like family stories and rumors, get started, and then like everybody's telling these stories over and over again, but maybe they're not true. And so then you kind of wonder like, well, I wonder why, like how that became a story. Like what's up with that? I got another one like that where what's the story? Oh, I remember. My other great grandfather, her other grandfather, who all she knew was he worked in Attleboro, Massachusetts, and he was a jewelry maker. Well, he was, but also he worked in an optical factory for a long time, and he got a patent on like the arm, like this part of glasses. So glasses like used to be just like a circle of metal, and then you'd have this piece of metal that was like bent that would go around your ear, and so the metal would break and it wasn't very comfortable. So he invented this arm that had like a coil of metal that made it more comfortable and more flexible and not breaking. But my mother and my aunt didn't know anything about the patent, and so I was able to like print out the patent and then print out the diagrams, and it like had his his name all over everything, and it was just like a discovery that was just so fun to make. So I really love like just doing a little investigating, like take what you know and then just go down a little path and see, like check it out. Is what you think you know really true or not? So there's my page. Alligator Alley. All my selfies because my family wouldn't get out of the car. because they're just not as adventurous as me, apparently. I will take a picture of this tomorrow and put it up on my blog, and it's been really great talking to you. Have a good night, and if you have any, if you put your mini books online, like leave a comment either here on Ustream or on my blog at kissandtellscrapbooking.com, and I'd love to check out what you've done, especially the ancestry stuff. Okay, bye. Bye.